Since day one, when I finish this van, I have said out loud, when I build the next one, it will be so much better. I'm about to build the next one. And the reason isn't because I don't like this one. I love this one. It's because I'm considering living in it full time. And to live in a van full time, it needs to contain a life, a whole life. I know what I want. The question is, can I fit all that in 73 square feet? And this is a big deal. I actually didn't even realize how much of a big deal until the last video when one of the really nice people here commented about like losing yearbooks and photographs. I'm tying the back of my shirt because it came untied. Losing yearbooks and photographs and gifts from your mother and personal things. Like you lose all that stuff. And like, what do you do with it? Do you throw it away? Who wants it? You can't really give it away. It just like it was mind boggling when I read this friend's comment. So I'm taking this slow. The build process is going to be slow, but right now let's get started. I'm going to begin by taking you through my process of designing. Like I did a video sort of giving you the starting points of what a designer does when they deal with a client. They find out what the wants and needs are and who the person is. I already know that. It's me. And 5 years of travel. I know what doesn't work in a van. And then the other thing is like your inspiration. So I'm actually jumping into the layout first. I need inspiration though, because that's like a plane. It's really loud. I will need inspiration, but I'm going to start with the layout and the way I work. I bought Vanscape. This is a great tool to be able to like build the pieces in 3D and see, you know, it'll rotate around. You can literally see how it's going to work for you. I did it. I needed to make changes. The changes are really difficult because you have to make them on all 3 dimensions. So I returned to my old method of like how I designed my van. I used Affinity. I made a piece of graph paper. You can't just photograph graph paper because it has to be really true all the way around. So I made a piece of graph paper. I put it in Affinity. Then I immediately take the little square tool and make a 13 by 6 square, which is about the size of the van. I actually cut it less than 6 feet wide because mine does not measure that. Mine measures 68 inches, 69 inches. That's 4 inches short, which is probably what I built into the walls with the strips that you put, like the furring strips that you put on there, and then the wood. So I could probably make it narrower, maybe, I don't know. But I took that space off because the one thing you don't want to do is design for a bigger space and then find out you don't have a bigger space and what you designed doesn't work. And the same thing with the 3D van. It gives you a measurement, but it's much bigger than the actual van because it's not making room for the walls. And I did not take the time to learn it properly. I was able to make the van smaller, but not really know how much smaller without pulling out the measuring tape that they offer. And it just became, for me, it's easier. I don't need the 3D. My brain sees in 3D. I just needed to draw out the space and make sure that that there were no corners where you have to like squeeze around. So this is the layout I ended up with. I actually wanted to try something new just because, you know, you're building something new, be new. But, and that was the kitchen butted up against the back of the bed, an L-shaped kitchen. The L-shaped kitchen didn't really work. Butted up against the bed didn't really work because, as you can see in my drawing, I need a tall, big fridge. I should probably say my must-haves. I'm a little out of order here. I want space. Just like this van, I want space. It's the most important thing, as to feel like a home, not a closet. And I will do the same thing with shrinking proportions and whatnot, and buying very small things that sit around. So everything is reduced down. And when the person enters, they're looking at a space as if it's the space that they would have in a room twice this size, because you fit that much furniture in it. I want a shower for sure, but it can't be butted up against the driver's seat because you lose too much space with the seat flopping back. I need a place to sit, a bench. That preferably looks out at this beautiful view. The worst thing about this van is I do a lot of work in this van, and it's really hard to have the bed be where you sit and the driver's seat where you drive. But if I wanted to work, it's like the best I can do is pull a chair in. So I want a bench, and I want a real desk. Now, I don't have room for a desk that stays fixed all the time, but I have this table that I made. I'm going to make it, if I make it right now, it's like 11 by 12 with a 13 by 12 top. I can hinge the top so it flops up, and then you have a 26-inch long by 13-inch desk. Now, if I can make it 14 by 14 with a little bit bigger top, then I will do that. I'll design that specific piece when it gets to it. But I want to do it like this thing I saw on Amazon, where the hinge is down the center of the sides, and when you open up both doors, you have shelves with storage on the two doors, and if it's 12 inches deep, each of those areas are 6-inch deep. I could fit a whole office worth of stuff in there. Then this other piece that's going to sit here, that is the bedside table. It's also a tall cabinet, because the bed's taller, so it needs to be a taller cabinet. And when you open the cabinet door, it's going to have a printer, and it's going to have a little oven. And then it might have like pots and pan storage. That's going to be mostly kitchen stuff. I might be able to fit the printer in that little tiny desk thing if I went 14 by 14, because I can get a laser printer that's 13 inches. Anyway, like I said, those kinds of details are another layer of action. Right now, we're just designing the layout. All these drawers by the bed will be what I use now that has mostly clothes, a junk drawer. A junk drawer is essential. I have this first top junk drawer. There's nothing junky about it. Then there's the kitchen junk drawer. Some of that will now fit in the little desk I'm making. So I don't know. It's like, again, layers. But I think this was going to work. This fridge cost a fortune, but I think it'll be worth it. When I'm traveling in my van, the two major things that bother me, actually three major things. The first one is that seating situation I described to you. The second one is having to rummage in a fridge for something. And people go like, well, that's what you have to do with a chest fridge, so why get a chest fridge? If you have a, front opening fridge that's too small, it's worse than the chest fridge, because you stuff everything it's in it so it fits, and then to get what you need, you have to take it all out, get what you need, and put it all back. And that, like, I don't want to deal with that. Which fridge is it in? I have to open the chest there. I want to be like, you're at home, you just open the fridge door. So I think that, and I found one made by the same company as this one. It's only 20 inches deep. And so it's like, if you get a fridge that's too big, then it's going to stand out in the middle of the world has shrunken down vibe and say, not me, I'm still big. I'm keeping the basic design for all these shelving things. One thing I love about this van, and anybody designing a van, this is like really important. The stuff you use a lot, you shouldn't have to dig for. If you do, it makes life very inconvenient, and it feels like you're living in a closet. And when I'm cooking, if I can just grab the spices, coffee, sugar. It's like, it's easy to have it there, and it looks good. I'm going to mimic to some degree my room at home, because I love my room at home. It's white walls with a lot of dark wood, dark wood furniture, like that black brown ebony color, mixed with metal, mixed with lighter woods. So it's like, and textures like mesh metal. So that's kind of like the vibe that I would go for. And when you're living in it, when it's a vacation home, it is so nice. Just this nice, clean, white, open, beachy vibe. But that doesn't like I don't know if I want to live with that. Also, the white gets really dirty. Every year I repaint everything. And I'm not even living in it full time. So like how dirty would it get if I just went white for full time living? So I'm trying to make it other colors of wood and still make it, but to do that it can't be, I think I even already said this, but it can't be a cheap finish. So it's like I'm really involving myself in a lot of things I have to learn new. So this is what I ended up designing. I ended up like filling everything in with color, even if it's not the color I ultimately want. I'm going to ask AI to redecorate everything. What you do is you take images of what you want and prompt it and say, for example, in this image, change all the furniture to the wood in reference image A. Change the bed to the bedspread in image reference B, whatever. And they do a really good job. But before you do that, you have to get a base photo to work from. My next video, I'm actually going to do the whole like visionary aspect of it, where I'm going to collect my pictures, get some more inspiration, and then start asking AI to show me what that looks like. So you can make design decisions without like halfway painting the room and then deciding. I mean, you still might have to buy 3 shades of white and say, which one do I want? But you'll have a basic sense for the music of the room, the vibe that it's creating. And so I took these drawings and I asked AI to make it a 3D photoreal image. And this is what they made. It's like, it looks good. I mean, it's not what I totally want necessarily. I don't know. This is what AI will help me decide. It will be my contractor. I say, I want this and this and that. Can you do it? Anyway, I'm really starting to ramble, so I will end off right now. Thank you for watching. Come back next week to see the artistic aspect of my build. Sammy says goodbye. He's watching outside. Okay, bye.